Hey guys, I'm Kai from Lucas Land & Worlds. Hope you're doing well. And in this video, we're going to take a look at a clutch that recently hatched. They are albinos and candinos, but we can't tell them apart. Hey guys, welcome back, and we are going to be taking a look at a clutch of albinos and candinos. Now, I've done this pairing for 3 consecutive seasons, so this is the 3rd season. The male is a candino and the female is an albino. So the result of this clutch should be all albinos or candinos, but we're not going to be able to tell them apart just yet. And the reason that I've done the same pairing 3 consecutive years is because the male, which is that candino, I was trying to use him to produce something that would ultimately replace him, and I've strucken out the last couple of seasons. Maybe this season we'll get lucky and I'll reveal what that clutch is, that other clutch that he sired is, to you on a future video. So for now, we'll focus on this one. So again, the male is a candino, the female is an albino, and I've shown you the same pairing in their clutches in the previous seasons as well. So I have 2 videos on this pair and their clutches from the previous 2 seasons. Now, what's going to be different about this series in this season? Well, the very first season, I didn't know what to expect. I was just kind of on that journey and taking you along that journey with me. So you were seeing things for the very first time, just as I was. So I saw how, you know, when they first hatched, they all looked like albinos, and I wasn't really sure how long it would take for those albinos to change their color and become candino looking. So I took you on that journey just as I was experiencing it for my first time. Now, the second season, since I already had some of that experience under my belt, I was presenting that video in a way of, you know, this is the experience that I've gained, this is the expected result, and let's see if the actuals matches the expected result. So that was the second season, the second series. But this time around, I think I want to dive a little bit deeper, maybe give you guys more like updates, more frequent updates in my videos now that I'm doing videos a little bit more frequently. So what I was thinking is maybe putting in a little clip or footage of this clutch that I have this season in every video, or maybe every other video, depending on how things progress. If they're moving along quicker, I'll put it in every video. If they're moving along a little slower, then I'll just put it into every other video. I don't want to bore you with the same looking snakes every single video. So that is my intention, and we'll see how that goes. But hopefully we can track, you know, from the time that they were hatched, which is now, until the time they change their color, and we can see how long that takes and their progression with every shed. So that is the deal. Let's take a look at that clutch. So before showing you the clutch of hatching, I want to show you the eggshells. So we got 5 shells that are somewhat or mostly clean, but then we have this really weird one, right? And this is the yolk that wasn't absorbed. So there has to be some reason for this to happen, but thankfully the hatchlings all look healthy, so we'll take a look at those in just a second. But just keep in mind that there is one egg that has a good portion of yolk that remains. Now, it could have been that the umbilical cord, umbilicus, was twisted and it couldn't absorb it anymore, and that just broke off. But the hatchling does, all of them right now, when I looked at them earlier, appear to be fully developed. So all the hatchlings out of this clutch are albino looking. The pairing again is albino to candino. Not going to be the most exciting clutch to look at because we basically have a huge ball of albino looking hatchlings. There's no pastels, there's no codoms involved. So because this is a albino to candino, albino and candy are allelic, and what you get from that combination would be a candino. Now, you don't actually see the candino as hatchlings because, like I said, they all just look like albinos until they've had a few sheds, a few meals, get some size. And what would happen if it was a candino is that the whites in between would start turning a little bit pinkish. Sometimes it's hard to see, sometimes it's hard to differ between it actually turning color and it going into shed. But also the eyes, you can see right now they're bright orange, somewhat translucent looking. And what would happen if it was a Candino is that eye would get a little bit of dark pigment. So instead of being bright orange or bright pink, it would be more of a deeper amber color, or a reddish color. So what I do want to do in this video is to check the sexes, because I haven't done that. So that is a boy. You saw the hemipenes. So that's a boy. Healthy looking boy, no kinks, no issues. So I don't think this is, I wouldn't say that this is the one that was missing a part of the yolk. Moving on to the next one, and they are kind of tangled together. They're like rolled up into a ball as I showed you earlier. It's going to take a little work to separate them. And here is the second one. Very pretty, very nice contrasting colors, and you can see that there's a little bit difference in the head pattern. You can see that right there between these two. It's very unique looking. This one is more unique looking. This one is kind of typical. So let's check the sex of this one. That appears to be a girl. So we're doing pretty good, 1-to-1. And moving on to the next one. This one feels a little bit small, a little bit light. I'm not sure if this came from a smaller egg or if it was the one that lost a part of its yolk. Still very pretty. I don't see any issues with it. But we'll know better once they all shed out and start feeding. Let's check the sex on this one. So that's another boy. Okay, so you got one girl, two boys so far. Again, this has a cool head pattern here. You can see that there's a little bit of the yellow connecting, pinching in. That's pretty cool on both sides. All right, moving on to, I guess this is number 4. I lost count there. Again, we got that cool pattern on the head. Just want to do another comparison real quick with that female that we saw earlier. You can see this one, there's no pinching. It's very straight line all the way back and then connecting down to the chin. Whereas this one has those cool little curves coming up. So let's check the sex on this one. Another boy. Not looking good. For me anyway, it's looking good for some people who are waiting to pick up a Candino. So, for the most part, all the males are going to be available. And depending if that female is a Candino or albino, likely I'll hold it back if it's a Candino, but if it's an albino, I already have those. And last one. I think I forgot to mention how clean the patterns are. I'll give you another look at the other ones. Whoa, this one even has more yellow. Really thick eye bands. But yeah, like I think if I go back and show you the other 4, you'll see that the pattern is really clean. There's like no alien eyes in the alien heads at all, which is very, what am I saying? Very similar to the mom and dad. Whoop. That's a boy. So we got 4 boys and 1 girl. I'll give you a quick look at the other ones so you can see the pattern. See? No alien eyes. All really clean. Look at that.
And we got some keyholes. We got one alien eye right there, really small, it's minimal. Got some keyholes on the dorsal there. I think that's the one probably that has the most dots. Again, very clean pattern. Get that last bit of perlite off. And the last one, check that out. I really like these marks right here. They're just like bright orange dots, just randomly placed in the white areas. All right, so I'm gonna put these away into the rack and wait for them to shed out.
So there they are, all cleaned up, and like I said, I'll give you an update within every video or every other video. As far as I know, this hasn't been done. I did a little bit searching. I don't think that anybody has shown the progression in the way that I'm envisioning that I would be doing it. Of course, you don't know what I'm thinking, but based on what I'm saying, let me know if there's any other videos out there that shows the progression of albinos transforming into Candinos. And if you do know about those videos, you keep your mouth shut. Don't ruin this for me. I'm just kidding. If you know of a video, please comment down below, put a link in there so I can review that video and maybe learn some things and take away from some things or improve on some things for my videos. Well, that about wraps it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. If you're new to this channel and you want to be informed of future uploads, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. As always, thanks for watching. Please share, and I'll see you guys next time.